What's going on, everybody? This is going to be basically just a tips and tricks on the Damascus camo. Right now you're looking at the platinum because technically I don't have Damascus just yet. All I have left to do are the launchers. And these are being a bit of a pain in the ass if I'm being honest with you. But I almost have this here done. All I need is the ground-based kill streaks. But basically, I'm going to be running you through some of the tips and tricks for some of the weapons, some of the camos. But most of it's going to be very, very similar because all the AR camos are exactly the same. I believe the pistols and something else and the LMGs and marksman rifles are a little bit different. Basically, we're just going to run through, give a little bit of tips and tricks with some of the assault rifles up to the knife, to the riot shield, and just basically get you ready to go for that Damascus camo. So the very first tip I really want to give is for these rocket launchers, do not save them for last. That's what I did. It's very, very terrible. You always want to just put it with the class, with the gun you're trying to go for Damascus with. Like if I was going for trying to go for my camos to get my M4 gold, I can just put this on, put on the Pila, and get going. And if you're using a rocket launcher and you're mainly going for those rocket launcher camos, these are the perks. I highly recommend the cold-blooded. Helps out if you are going for that, the VTOL. It will make it to where it's not as more likely to shoot at you. Ghost, nobody can see you on the map while you're shooting it. Amped, reload your stuff faster. So you can use amped or spotter. Spotter works really, really well, but there's some downside to it. Because with spotter, in order to really spot a C4 or anything through a wall or a vehicle incoming, you have to look at the vehicle first. And whenever you aim in at, let's say, a UAV, and you have other people going for their rocket launcher camos, whenever you look at that UAV, it'll spot it for your entire team. And when you spot it for your entire team, they're probably going to shoot it at too. And for stuff like the Joker, or what is it called? Yeah, Joker. This takes a long time for it to lock on, and then it takes a long time for it to actually come down from the sky, because what this does is it shoots a rocket up in the air, and then comes back down and destroys whatever it's aiming at. Let's see here. Yeah, and basically, whenever you're fighting over kill streaks, like the VTOL or UAV, this is going to be probably the hardest one, I believe. A lot of people say the RPG is very, very difficult, but really, this is the first one. I have gold. It's so easy to get this gold because for stuff like the Joker, you have to lock onto a target within like 40 feet away from you, and then it has to go up in the air, and then you have to wait 20 seconds, and it'll come back down, and then you have to try and get your kills with it. But for the camos, for the rocket launcher, a bunch of these are for kills. Like all these are kills, kills, kills. Good defender and stuff like that. It's just, this is too easy. Like UAVs, it's hard to shut down, but hey, just put this on another class and start working on another launcher. But a big tip with the rocket launchers, if you're trying to go for the attacker rewards here for all these woodland camos, a good one to do is domination, because if somebody's going for the flag or capping it, you can, shoot your RPG, get sometimes a quad feed. You can get really good feeds with the RPG. It just depends on really what you're playing. For defender awards, I really recommend headquarters. Headquarters is really good too. If you're the last one on your team and they start capping it, their whole team's going to be capping it because they realize, hey, there's one guy left, no way they can kill all of us. And then you shoot an RPG in there, and then everybody's pissed. But yeah, that's basically it going to be on the RPGs because they're just something you go for while you're going for your AR camos and stuff. It's just one of those things. It's tedious and everything. For the combat knife or the riot shield, a really good map to do it on is Shipment. Right now we don't have Shipment, but hopefully they make it as a complete game mode because they really, really should. But really, the combat knife, there's not really much to go for it. It's just kills. Hit somebody in the back. Finishing moves. 3 enemies without dying. Crouching. That's just basically you slide and knife somebody at the same time on shipment. Legit. Like, the only thing I can say for that is have fun with it. There's no reason to rage over a knife. You're running around with a freaking knife with everybody. You're literally bringing a knife to a gunfight. Just have fun with it. That's all I can say for that. And that's basically the same thing for the riot shield. The riot shield, go into hardcore and start grinding out these camos. Just go at it. Start murdering people. But there is one camo that is very, very tedious. Which one is it? I can't remember which one it is. That's near smoke. You can just throw a smoke and then go kill somebody in hardcore. 2 enemies without dying, that's not too bad in hardcore. Crouching, that's not too bad. You sit in a corner, wait for them to come at you. Dead silent, it's kills from behind. While injured. Basically what you want to do in this is go into a hardcore match with thermite. And you want to throw that thermite down on the ground. And you want to just basically sprint as hard as you can. You don't want to sit in the thermite or anything. Just sprint through the thermite and then go and try and kill some people. Because you have to be like almost dead. You have to be literally like not even one shot, less than one shot. You have to be 10 health maybe to actually get the camo. It's retarded. But if you have the thermite strat on hardcore and shipment, it's easy kills. Because sometimes you might actually accidentally hit somebody with that thermite, and then you can run through it and then maybe kill them if they don't die to your thermite. For pistols, hardcore, it's so much easier. You can do it in core for certain guns like this one. The X16, it's very easy in core to get some kills. But if you're in hardcore, dude, this one shot almost all the way. Like it's basically almost like the SMG camos for this weapon. The only thing that might be a little bit tedious is the mounted kills for the pistol. But you can just sprint fast as hell with the craziest aim down sight speed and just murder people with it. Like you can get 30, 60 plus kills in a TDM. A TDM! It's just so insane. It's the same thing with the Deagle, but for the 357, I recommend the Snake Shot. The Snake Shot is basically the shotgun attachment for the rounds you can shoot out of it. It's so much easier. So much easier. Without it, sure, you can use it in hardcore, but it's just revolver aim down sight, especially with the iron sights, it sucks. That's why, like, gunfight, that's the one gun I just won't win a match in, is that freaking... Oh, I'm raging just thinking about it. Mainly for sniper rifles, you're going to want to put attachments on that are basically going to increase your aim down sight speed. Like with the AX50, which one do I have? Oh yeah, I forgot they got rid of my stuff. But a good thing to do, you can put on one of these like little ACOG sights or whatever. You can go into ground war and do long shots with the thermal. That's fine. But really, you want just mainly aim down sight speed. This is my battle royale loadout right here. So I don't really have my aim down sight speeds. But really, you're just gonna change your barrel, put a laser on it, put a sight on it, and then go with, where is it at? The F-Tech Stock Scout. Just increase your aim down sight speed. Get used to the sniper. Play with it. You gotta play with it to level it up for the camos anyways. Just play with the gun. But yeah, for long shots, go into ground war with the thermal. Go to BR with the thermal. It's just quick scope with it. You just gotta get used to, you know, actually using the sniper rifles. The one sniper rifle I will say that you want to use right off the get-go if you're going for snipers that can be rage-inducing will be the Dragunov. The Dragunov just sucks. Like, I don't know what to say. There are YouTubers out there that will say that this gun is good. Do not use this gun. I just can't stand it. I have to basically two-shot everybody I see. You can add damage range, and sometimes they give me one shot, but you're going to lose that aim down sight speed. And you have to hit them like upper chest and above for that one shot. If you're really good at aiming, sure, go for it. But for this gun, I swear, this was the worst sniper to use. And in order to get platinum for sniper rifles, here, I'll show you platinum on the X50. In order to get platinum for these weapons, you have to do the marksman rifle first. and get all these gold. You don't have to get the DLC weapons. As you can see, my crossbow's level 2. But you don't have to do the DLC weapons, but you still have to do the Kar 98, the MK2, the EBR. You still have to get every single one of these guns gold. And basically that's just same steps for these. For the sniper rifles, for the AX-50, HDR, Dragunov. You still have to get all of them gold, but the same attachments over on the marksman rifles. Like the Kar 98, aim down sight speed. You don't need the damage range, but you're going to get a lot of hit markers. For some reason, just the hit marker registration for even upper chest, it just doesn't work sometimes, and sometimes you'll get the, hit marker whenever it should gave you the kill from 2 feet away. Or the MK2 carbine, the EBR. EBR is really easy to get gold. Kar 98, it's just a little frustrating because of the hit markers. MK2, super, super easy to get gold. I believe I have a class, yeah, the MK2. This is my class for the MK2. You want to put the sniper scope on it just because really it helps. Like, yeah, you can use the red dot hollow, I believe it is. Where's it at? It's a reflex, GI mini reflex. You can use this. This is actually very decent too. But like in core, you can one-shot people very, very easy. It's just run around, get used to how it aims in. This gun, you can aim it in halfway and it'll still be dead on, like black scoping back over in Black Ops 2. It's just the same thing as snipers. Increase the aim down sight speed. You don't need to worry about damage range or anything like that unless you're over in ground war, because you're going to be quick scoping. People are going to be right next to you with the MP5, the best weapon in the game, along with the M4 from medium range. You need to be able to take these medium to long range gunfights. That's why for long range, you have the sniper scope. Sit there for a couple seconds and get your sight dead on. You don't have to like quick scope. Let me hit him 300 yards with, black scoping this dude. Just go with it. For the shotguns, these just go into shipment. You can get almost, if I were to level up this gun and not go for camos, I can unlock almost every single camo in the game with this weapon. Just on shipment. You can get up to 110 kills with a shotgun. Especially the, what is it? The R9 is okay, but the Origin on shipment, you just spray the thing. Because people are going to be spawning in front of you, just spray it. This is, that's the main thing I can say for this gun. Hardcore is pretty good for it, just because it's one shot basically at any distance, but you're going to be getting shot at by other people, so you're going to die a lot. Right now, the best shotguns in the game is going to be 725, and the Model 680 and the R9 are very close to each other, but a lot of people have been using the Model 680 more than really the R9, but the R9 is pretty strong, other than you have to shoot twice and then pump it. A good tip for this gun is always make sure you're going to be able to do that double barrel shot. You want to shoot two times in rapid succession. If you shoot once and kill a guy, sure, that's okay, but shoot another time just in case, because hey, you never know, another guy might be coming around the corner, and let's say you shot the first guy only once and killed him, but then you only have one chance to shoot the other guy. And if it gives you a hit marker, you can't follow it up with another shot before having to recock that gun. And if he has an MP5, he's going to beat you. Even an MP7 to an Uzi, he will beat you in that gunfight. But still, everybody's going to rock the 725. It's unbelievably broken, even after nerfing it. How many times now? 4 or 5? It's insane. But yeah, for almost any of these guns, I'm going to say shipment or shoot house is going to be probably your best bet for shotguns, because we have a lot of maps now that are just trash really for core, even hardcore, because they're basically the same maps, but whenever you go into it, there's so many lines of sight that are just way longer than a shotgun. If you want to overkill with it, yeah, you can push through to somebody's spawn and then pull it out and then start going ham with the shotgun, but they're still going to have that medium range gunfights, and you are not going to win those. Hey, there's so many guns in the game that can beat shotguns. You might be able to win a medium range shotgun fight with the 725 just because it's broken, but for these other shotguns, you're not going to win that medium sized gunfight unless they're, turned around and not even shooting at you. But yeah, that's basically it for the shotguns. Try and find, as soon as you just create a class with a or even go into the armory and get one of these loaded up, so you always have something that you can switch to if you get a map that is short range, such as supermarket or something like that, that you can get up into people's faces, because there is a camo on here, I believe, that you have to get, what is it, point blank kills. Let's see here. 3 kills without dying. All attachments, crouching, hip fire. Point blank kills. You have to be literally 2 feet away from them. That's why shipment is so good, because you can, like, you'll be running down the middle, somebody will spawn right in front of you and stop you in your tracks, and you just go ahead and shoot them real quick, get your point blank kills, and then run on, kill the next guy, get that quad feed. You probably die before then, just because this game hates people, especially with the skill-based matchmaking. But with shotguns, it's just run around on very short base maps with probably double time instead of EOD, and just try and get up into people's faces and shoot them. Not necessarily with the 725s, you don't have to be so close, but with these other shotguns, you need to be pretty close in order to get that kill. And for the camos, it's going to be basically like the ARs, except I don't think you have to do the mounted kills, which is so helpful. Mounted kills are so bad. But for the long shots, I highly recommend using the slug rounds. And for the hip fire, you don't really need to worry about that, because you're going to be mainly hip firing people. Point blank is something you have to worry about, but I just mentioned that. The attachments you don't need to worry about. Shortly after reloading, just put on sleight of hand. It'll help you out so much. And basically, if you know somebody's coming around the corner, because you can hear them through your headsets, because footsteps are really loud in this game, you can just basically sit there, shoot 1 bullet right after you spawn, run up to the corner, and then if you know that they're there, hit that reload, jump around the corner and shoot them. Because if they're running towards you from behind that corner and you can hear their footsteps from the corner, then you know they're going to be close enough for you to be able to get your shots off with your shotgun. And that's going to be the same thing with the ARs. Put on sleight of hand. You're going to be mainly just listening for those corners. You're going to shoot that 1 bullet, and then as soon as you kill somebody, reload. Because whenever... Oh, excuse me, I burped. Ooh, I have another one. No? Okay. But with the ARs or even the SMGs for the reload kills, it's going to be the same thing. Put on sleight of hand, shoot the first bullet as you spawn, and then whenever you see somebody, reload, shoot them, and then immediately reload, because with the camos, you can only get 1 reload kill per life. Or not per life, but per reload. So let's say I reload, get a double kill, it's only going to count 1 of those kills. You have to reload again and then kill somebody else for the next one to count. So that's the only thing that's tedious with those. For the LMGs, some of these are very, very strong. Just like the MG34. This one is very strong just because the no stock. And if you can rock the iron sights, works pretty well, because you can aim down sometimes quicker than an AR. And you have all this ammo. I put on the 100 round just so I can spray and just keep spraying. In what is it? Hardcore shipment and shoot house, you can just aim down sight anywhere and then just spray. You might kill a teammate, you might kill yourself because you killed too many teammates, but hey, you're going to get 4 or 5 kills before you kill yourself or anything like that. It's just insane to be able to take these weapons and just lay down fire, and as soon as somebody comes in your line of sight, so you can just track them. Hopefully you're good at aiming, hitting the upper body or the head, and killing them 2, maybe 3 shots. It has a better kill time than some ARs. Excuse me. And with this SA-A7, gosh, I could barely say that. It's fully automatic, but it shoots really, really slow. It's basically an AR. Just treat it like, I would say, maybe an FAL. There's another gun on here that you can use as an FAL. I recommend using the Odin as an FAL, because it's so slow rate of fire that hopefully they can update it to make it shoot just a little bit faster, but it can kill people up in 3 shots. So what you want to do is switch this over to single fire and just tap it, because it's, for some reason for me, I feel like it shoots faster whenever I use it on single fire compared to just holding it down. Okay, over to SMGs. MP5 is the best gun in the game. I can probably show you my MP5 class real quick. This is the class I use on it. But basically for its camos, it's going to be basically like the pistols. You're just run around and have fun. The MP5 is really, really good from even long range distances. just go with it. Have some fun with the MP5, and when you're done, just move on to the next weapon. But like I said, most of these guns are going to be basically all the same. The mounted kills, just spin one match going for mounted kills, spin one match doing this, one match doing that. For like, it's usually common sense. Sniper rifles, medium to long range, yeah, they're really good at that. Use aim down sight speed, quick scope people, get used to the weapon. Pistols, just run around. It's a basically close range weapon, but in hardcore it can be a long range. It's two shot from. If you take a look at the shoot house map, you can two-shot people from your side of the map to their side of the map, or all the way across. And with the right shoulder knife, you got to be super close to people. Sometimes the knives are kind of wonky, and you have to knife twice at them. But have fun with this weapon for the most part. Try not to rage at it. That's my best advice I can give you for the right shoulder knife. Just don't rage. Have fun with it. Get some buddies online. Put a whole team of knifers on, and then run through on a team deathmatch on shipment. And see who can get the most kills. Make it a competition between you and your buddies or something. But basically, all these are going to be just about the same. Snipers and marksmen. Aim down sight speed's your best friend between mounted kills or anything really. Long shots go into ground war. I wish they had a hardcore ground war, but they don't. Shotguns, close range, close to medium, depending on the shotgun you're using. Stuff like LMGs and stuff like that, you can just rock an LMG, put on a big mag on it. It's an LMG. It can actually hold this ammo, and you can just wail on people unloading your mag. And whenever most of the time you can use overkill, maybe with that RPG, if you're going for the RPG camos at the same time. Switch over to RPG, get the kill, and try and find a place to hide, reload, or hell, even kill yourself with the RPG and just go at it again. It's a respawnable game. Use it. If you're going into matches like S&D, I can't really give you advice on that because I'm not an S&D player. I play TDM, Headquarters, Domination are my main game modes that I like to play. Stuff like the Ram 7, I do have that Platinum, but that's a DLC gun. It's an AR. It's very, very strong, and I recommend using it, getting a Platinum, just because, hell, screw it, right? But the main thing I can say, rocket launchers are going to be a pain in the ass. I've been using these over and over and over again. These are the only weapons I need. I got all the camos. I got all of them leveled up. But it just takes so long. The best thing I can say, if for these, the longest thing that's going to take is kill streaks. Except for the Joker. The Joker, I guarantee it's going to take pretty long for me to get the kills for it, just because how long it takes. I've been using it for a lot of headquarters, been helping out for their headquarters. But for stuff like the kill streaks, support kill streaks for UAVs and things like that, aerial kill streaks, UAVs count as aerial kill streaks. You play one match ground war, you're going to get people who are going off on the enemy team, and you might get up to 20 UAVs up in the air, personal UAVs, for vehicles, VTOLs count as vehicles. I can't remember if the personal UAV counts as a vehicle. Basically, for the vehicles, it's going to be any player-based kill streak that somebody could be driving. Like, let's say you got the VTOL. Usually that's manned by a person. It's a jet. So whenever you shoot that down, it's going to count as a VTOL. Chopper gunners, that's going to be it's going to count as a VTOL. Like chopper gunners, it's going to count as a vehicle because somebody's driving it, basically. But yeah, that's basically gonna be it. Just snipers, aim down sight speed. Pistols, have fun. Combat knife, have fun. Shotguns, go for that medium to close range. LMGs, spray at people. SMGs, just use that speed to your advantage, because the SMG is such a light weapon. You're faster with it than you would be an LMG or a rocket launcher. Run to the other side of the map, get a few kills, die, respawn. For the snap, or this is called Snapdragon. For the RAM, it's basically an AR. Just, you take those medium to long range gunfights, unless you have good aim with a good aim down sight speed for your AR, then you can take those gunfights for close range up to the next level, as long as the enemy team doesn't, or the guy you're facing at that close range isn't using the MP5 or the MP7, because those are very strong at the close range. One of the best ARs I can say right now is going to be the AK-47 and definitely the M4A1 like always, but the Ram 7 is just fun to use, and it's still very, very strong depending on the attachments you use for it. This car, yeah, all these weapons are basically the easiest ones I had to go for, except there's more of them. So it took longer to get my platinum ARs just because there's more guns in it. But these were super easy to get gold just because they're automatic weapons compared to something like uh, the EBR. I have to sit there and wait for somebody to show up, wait for somebody to show up. Okay, tap them. But it's just, like I said, I just said screw it for sniper rifles. I'm not going to sit back in my spawn and snipe at people. I'm going to run forward and try and quickscope you and just have fun doing the quickscopes. If I hit my marks, cool. If I don't, oh well, I'll just respawn and try again. But yeah, that's basically going to be it for going for those Damascus camos. All I have left are the rocket launchers, like I said before. Probably said that too many times in this video. But yeah, just have fun while you're going for it. It can be rage-inducing if you don't use the guns that you need to use early. RPGs, go for early. Put them as a secondary on whatever class you're trying to go for gold for. When you run out of ammo, or if you see somebody pop up a UAV or a kill streak and you want to take it down then, so you can get these done by the time you're done with all your other weapons. Because sadly for me, I got done with every other weapon. All these are gold. Melee's gold. Handguns are platinum, gold, whatever you want to say. And then I got stuck with doing just these. I've been going into ground war trying to get as many of these UAVs done as many as I can, just because that's mainly going to be the thing that's going to be kicking my ass for these. Probably the worst rocket launcher I can say that's really difficult to go for is probably the Strela. It can aim in and shoot fast, yeah. Oh, I don't have this fully leveled. I'll have to start working on that. But it's not very... It's like the RPG, but worse because the explosive range on it for the damage isn't very high. You need to basically direct hit somebody, and you can't lock onto kill streaks, so you're going to be mainly going for these support kill streaks. You're going to be mainly going for the counter UAV, maybe the UAV if you can figure out how to hit it, and personal radars. Those are going to be the main things you're going to be going for, and sometimes people just don't use those, especially in respawn. Ground war people use the personal radar all the time, sometimes counter UAVs, but in regular TDM, it's gonna be pretty rare that you get somebody with a personal UAV or a counter UAV that sits still, because they're not very useful in S&D, any of the respawns. But anyways, guys, yeah, that's going to be basically it for the Damascus camos. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. Hit a like on this video if you want something else that I can bring, maybe some class setups for some of the guns I use, and maybe even some tips and tricks on certain weapons like the Growl. I'm currently leveling that up, and I can, whenever I get it to platinum, I can give a good review on how the Growl works and what attachments to use on it. And sometimes even for the Battle Royale mode, I just did a little like joke video on the Battle Royale. I enjoy the Battle Royale when I'm playing with my friends, but I can give you like my class setups on some BR modes and give you some wins that I get through the BR mode, and sometimes solo, mainly squads, because solos you just run into campers a lot. But yeah, this is basically it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch y'all later.